In this week's video, we're going to be doing a reseller recap where we talk about what has been going on in our business as well as what's been going on in the reselling community. I'm Shay. I'm a full-time reseller.
I'm Tyler. I'm a part-time reseller.
And before we get into the details of it all, you do have a t-shirt.
I do have a shirt, Free Shrugs, and...
I think it's a play on free hugs, right?
Yes, it's definitely a free hug spinoff.
Are you a hugger?
No.
No.
Not really.
Same. You'll get shrugs from me. No hugs. Okay.
Indifference is about all you can expect from me.
That is fair. So I want to give you the topics that we're going to be covering so you can decide if you want to stick around. So the first thing we're going to be covering is our goals and if we're hitting them or not. Then sourcing highlights. Then we're also going to be talking about a semi-viral post that we had that got us onto the wrong side of Instagram. We're also going to be talking about Posh Fest and everything that's going on there and whether or not we think it's something you should go to, things like that. And then finally, we're going to be talking about our thoughts on Whatnot. You guys ask us all the time our opinions, so stay to the end if you want to know our opinions on Whatnot. So, do you want to start with goals?
Let's get started with the goals. It's going to be brutal. Yeah. Spoilers, we didn't hit our goals.
Yeah, so to start with, I do want to just make mention that we didn't do this last month, even though I love reseller recaps, and you guys seem to love them too. June was atrocious.
Yeah, it was the worst month we've had in a long time.
It was disheartening. It was just bad, and there were a lot of reasons for that in our business. One, it was my birthday month, so we did take off a week during that time to celebrate my birthday. We also got a new puppy, so that...
Yes, lots of things have been going on.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that were happening. Summer slowdown happened, and honestly, I just didn't work as hard, and that's just the way life goes, right? That's the part of owning a reselling business is sometimes you just don't do what you're supposed to do and you don't hit your goals. And we felt that. So I didn't really want to come on here and talk about goals. I didn't...
I mean, on the bright side, looking at the chart, you are on the upswing.
Yeah, so we're going to pop in our chart. If you want to find your chart for the year, you can find this under Seller Tools on Poshmark, and you go to your Closet Insights, and that's where you'll find this. And you can see that we are on the upswing in July, and hopefully that trend continues, but we're still doing pretty poorly. If you remember from the beginning of this year, we told you we were already down starting in January, and we are still down, and we haven't recovered. So are we meeting our goals? No. The answer is no. No, normally we give you a breakdown of every number and tell you like how far away we are. Nope. We're not. We're failing. So we're going to keep that a little bit to ourselves for now because we don't really want to just talk about how badly we're failing. But the important thing is to look at the bright side of it and look at that we're on the upswing. And I'm hoping that by September, October, we will be back on track for where we want to be.
So the second half of our goals are all centered around YouTube, mostly the Thrift With Us videos, and we've been kind of working through them to try to make them more engaging and more fun to watch.
At the beginning of the year, we had said our goal was hit 1,000 subscribers and get monetized. We did that, which is awesome, so we revised that goal, and we wanted to make Thrift With Us videos more engaging, because it seems like that is the content that the reselling community loves the most if we look at other channels. So I think we are doing a lot better. I really like what we're putting out a little bit more. We figured out things like audio and coloration and things like that we were kind of struggling with.
It's a work in progress, mostly because I'm stubborn.
It is definitely a work in progress. We're not where we want to be, but we're definitely making some progress. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will see some good results out of that. So that is where we are for goals. Now, do we want to go into sourcing highlights? Because we got some good ones. Sourcing has been fire.
I mean, we've been having people call us out for some of them on our lives. So the first one, you actually have two pairs of these. These are the Allbird
Tree Breezers.
Tree Breezers. These are the ones that are knockoff Rothy's, basically.
Yeah, when we first saw the advertisements for these a long time ago, we were like, aren't those Rothy's? They're slip-ons, very close to the round toe Rothy's, if you ask me. But weirdly, these have a way higher resale value than the regular Allbirds. So for the regular Allbirds, I'm only really seeing around $30 to $40 at a push. These look like they're selling anywhere from $60 to $75 depending on colorway. So I'm really glad that I picked these up. We've already sold a pair at $40 on eBay, and then we still have another pair. And the pair that we still have fits me. So that's fun.
So the next one is one that's going to surprise no one. We've actually done our last video centered around this piece. It's the Great British Bake Show. Insane. It's been 3 days since it's been listed. You've already had 3 or 4 offers.
Yeah. So we've had a $500 offer, a $300 offer, and a $550 offer. So we are holding out because if you look at the individuals, you can probably get about $700 if you listed them individually. So I don't really want to go too low on this. And I feel like if we're getting this many offers after 3 days, we can wait a little bit. We can be patient.
I think that's clearly showing us that the demand is there, and we can probably get a little bit more of a premium price for them if we were getting so many offers just straight out of the gate.
Yeah, so we shall see, and we will keep you updated on that. All right, so the next thing is we've mentioned that we've had a few Instagram reels do really well, and that's so fun for us. But we had one go a little bit viral for the wrong reasons.
I think it made it to the people that are not really, or the people that should not really be consuming that kind of content, because they're not particularly nice.
Yes. So if you are on TikTok or you're on Instagram, you have seen the community that believes that reselling is evil, that it is stealing from the poor, that it is gentrifying thrift stores. That is all the rhetoric that I hear all of the time. And we landed on that side of Instagram. I had posted a reel talking about how newer resellers sometimes miss items that are not properly labeled or are missing the interior tags, and like what you can do to find items that are in plain sight. And this particular thing was about Lululemon pants. Anyway, an innocent reel just trying to help people out. And I got a lot of comments of just, you know, maybe you should get a real job. Maybe you shouldn't steal from the poor.
There was a lot of the whole, I can't believe you would do this. That's horrible.
Yes.
It's just people that have no understanding of what reselling is, clearly.
Yeah, and now shout out to the reselling community, because a lot of my friends did come to my defense and kind of did some education in the comments. Now, will it help? I don't know. But I will say that if you are thinking about getting into social media platforms to promote your reselling or to just be part of the community, be aware that that's out there, because I got to admit, I'm not the type that takes that type of stuff very well. I take it to heart, and it gets really like kind of a bummer.
It starts to live in your soul a little bit.
Yeah,
if you're not careful.
If you want to get into social media more, if it's something you're thinking about, just be aware of that, because it's definitely everybody that's on reselling platforms know that this is something you're going to deal with. And yeah, we just got our first taste of it, and I didn't like it too much. I wasn't a fan, but you know, it's part of having a platform, I guess. So yeah, that happened.
Take the good with the bad.
Yeah, but if you want to see our reels and that kind of stuff, I post a lot on Instagram and TikTok, so come and have fun. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is Posh Fest. So as you guys know, it's coming up pretty soon, and it's going to be in Houston. So I know a lot of people are just kind of wondering, who's going? Should I go? What's going on there? All that type of stuff. So to start with, we've never been to Posh Fest.
We have never been. It is quite a bit away from us, and it's rather expensive. It was something like $270 a ticket.
A ticket, yeah. So first of all, it is quite pricey. As we've said plenty of times, we don't have the disposable income to kind of just do things like that just for fun. We're also not social creatures, so it's not something that we would gravitate towards anyways, but I was kind of curious to see if there was anything that would be of value. So I just wanted to go over with you guys what they're going to be talking about. So they have breakout sessions listed on their Poshfest website. If you haven't seen it, you can just type in Poshfest in Google and you'll get their website and see what they have. So the first breakout session is Trend Forecast, 100% chance of style and sales. So basically they're showing you how to identify trends and styles through social media, through Google, through all that type of stuff. So do you find that to be a useful session?
I mean, I think you already do that very well.
I mean...
You certainly do it way better than I would. I mean, I would value that personally if I was doing a store independent of you, because I would struggle with that.
Oh, well, thank you. So personally, the hesitation I have is I don't find Poshmark super good at this. So if you guys don't already know, they have trend rooms. We've talked about this a few times in our videos, and they kind of tell you what they think is trending, and I'm assuming it's based on some kind of internal analytics that they have. And most of the time, they're not actually trending. They're just things. Like they're not what's trending. They're not like Depop, where Depop has cottagecore and all that kind of stuff. Poshmark seems to be behind the ball on that. So I don't know if I would want to learn from Poshmark or who Poshmark deems an expert on this. But that's just me personally, just based on what I've seen in their trend rooms. Maybe it'll be a great session. The next thing that they have here is how to manage inventory and source smarter, not harder. So it's all talking about sourcing strategies and inventory management.
Now, shut up and take my money, because I will force you into that class so hard. Like, yeah, that you need that in your life.
So I admit I am terrible with inventory management. Sourcing, I feel good at.
I'll drive you to Houston right now.
But inventory management is a struggle. If you ever took a look around our house, we have piles everywhere. I'm so bad at it. However, I'm going to say I don't think a class is going to sort this out. I don't.
No, it's just a matter of you doing it.
Yes. So we do have a wonderful inventory system that my father made for me that I think would be wonderful if we actually used it. And we do have bucket systems just like we found on YouTube. There are plenty of YouTube tutorials to teach you how to do inventory management. So if you want a free way, just YouTube it. Not on our channel. We're not experts on that. Nope. But unfortunately, we have a small home and limited time. So it's just not something that's made the top of our priority list, and it should. It really should. But I don't think a class is going to help me get there.
It would give us so much time back in our life.
Oh, it would. Dreams. But alas, no. I don't think I would pay $269 for somebody to tell me to do something I already know I need to do, unfortunately. The next thing is BYOB, building your own brand workshop.
That's not what BYOB means.
No? What is what?
It's bringing your own beer, obviously.
Obviously.
Has anyone at Poshmark ever been to college? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think they're trying to be hip by saying it that way, is my guess. But there's actually a really cool Instagrammer, and I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but I'm going to make sure we pop it on the screen for you guys so you can see. But she is going to actually run a free class based on this. I don't know if it's because she doesn't want to go to I don't know what her reason is, but she's amazing, and she's so funny that I would recommend her class over this class any day of the week. And I will also link her in the description below so you guys can check her out. But there are free ways to do this. So I, again, wouldn't pay $269 for it. So that is everything that they have. Now, they do have networking events, and there are speakers there that are supposedly really beneficial to your business. So I can tell you some of the speakers. Andrea Sager, she goes by Andrea Guzzi. These are their Posh handles. Emma Coffey from Emma YI is her Posh handle. Regina Barber, Basic Posh Babe, Renee Suter, Renee's Closet, and Sean Bartley, Mista Thrifter. Unfortunately, I don't know any of them by social media or personally, so I can't speak to if they are really valuable speakers and would be really helpful, but I'm sure some of you do, so let us know in the comments below what you think of these speakers. Do you think they were good choices? That type of thing. I have no personal experience, so I can't say, but that is what Poshmark is offering right now for Posh Fest. It's $269 per ticket, and it's in Houston. There has been some debate about the location as well. I'm sure you guys have heard it. We're not going to get into that, but yeah, let us know. Are you going to Posh Fest? Do you find it valuable? Have you been before and did it help your business? I would love to hear from you guys. And now Whatnot. So you guys have been asking us in our comments and in our lives, what are our opinions on Whatnot and will we ever go over there? So you have more opinions than I do. So you want to start?
I think I have the stronger opinions. I think to start with, my main problem is they seem to have very much focused on the top end sellers with the large followings. And I look at it and I don't see the same level of outcome and success for the smaller people because it's going to take time to build up a following. And you're going to have to either sell things for a significant loss or just not get your full market value for the item so that you can build up a following so people are there to look for the great items that you're selling at a price lower than other people. And it's going to take a while for that to happen. So I think my main problem is that it doesn't seem like the success is there for the small up and coming person.
Yeah, so what I will say is I am very much in the reselling community. I see the Facebook groups, I see the Instagram posts, and I do think that there are people that don't have a following that have done decently if they are accepted to Whatnot. So there are 2 qualifications that I've seen so far that you are required to have to get accepted, and it seems a little bit vague as to exactly how you fit. So social media following and inventory are 2 things that they're going to ask for, and I've seen people be declined for both reasons. So social media following, I don't exactly know what the barometer is. I haven't seen an actual number yet, but it seems like they want you to have some kind of a presence. And then as for inventory, it looks like they are looking for pictures, and I'm not clear on exactly what type of picture, but apparently just taking a photo of bins hasn't been super successful. So I think everybody's had a different experience on getting in. So that's one thing where I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't really love that. But the other thing is I do think some of the smaller people are able to succeed, but I think it's predominantly people that have one of 2 things going for them. Either they're bin shoppers and they can really be volume sellers and really move that inventory out at a lower than market value price, which if that is your game, that is awesome and get it. But for me, I don't have the patience for that. I want to sell my item at the mid-range price, not necessarily top value, but I want mid-range price because packaging items for that low amount is just not worth it to me. And I also don't get bins pricing. Bins are really far from us, so we don't go as often as we would like. So we don't have the inventory for that. The other thing that would work for you is if you have specialized inventory. So if you've got vintage items, collectible items, that type of stuff, regardless of if you have a following or not, it's likely going to pull in an audience just because those items are amazing and people want them. We, again, don't have that. So we're just selling, free people and regular clothing. So we have cool things here and there, but not something I would want to sell at less than market value. So for me, it doesn't make sense, but I do see people doing great, and that's awesome for them. It just, for me, doesn't make sense.
I just can't see a way that it would work for us, and that's going to be a hard bar to overcome.
Yeah.
Just mentally for both of us. Both of us would find it tremendously draining to be on camera for 2 hours.
The social aspect.
I mean, we do love the lives, but it's a whole different animal to be hawking a bunch of t-shirts live on camera for 2 hours. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, so one of the reasons that we're able to do the lives that we do is because there is a set end time. The stores close and we can't really do much more. We'll stay and talk for a little bit afterwards, but it's, pretty much a solid end. In Whatnot, you would be doing it until you've sold as many items as you have. And of course, you can make it shorter or longer based on how many items you have, but it's still a lot. And emotionally and just in general, it would be very draining for me. So for me personally, no, but I think it's amazing that people have found a great platform that they can use. And I've heard people do great sourcing. So if you are interested in checking it out for sourcing, it seems like it'd be a great spot. Again, for me, I feel really bad buying items off of people at the low prices that I've heard people are getting. I've heard people, specifically seek out the lower audience auctions to help support that person, to give them an audience member, but then to also get a great deal. And I just can't do it. I just don't have it in me.
Well, you already know what the item is actually worth or have a better ballpark than a lot of people. And you're looking to not entirely screw the other person, but it's an awkward dynamic.
Yeah, it's just awkward for me. I think it's awesome for those that can do it, and I think that if you can, absolutely get it. My social anxiety just does not allow these things. Yeah. So that is how we feel about Whatnot. It is just not personally our game, but we are totally supportive of those who do it, and if you are successful in Whatnot, and especially if you don't have a following, let us know in the comments, because there is a lot of people in our community that are super interested in it and have been wanting to know more about people that don't necessarily have a big social media presence, how they're doing. So if that's you, please leave us a comment so people can see that and they can get a discussion going, because that would be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I would be interested to see everyone's take on it and just get a different perspective.
Yeah, so that is everything we have. We hope that is useful for you guys. Let us know how you guys are doing in the comments below. I'm curious, is summer slowdown still going for you, or has it gotten better? Let us know. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. We'll be back soon with a new video.